All right, good evening, everybody. We are live. David Paul in the KHOU 11 Weather Center on this Friday where we've been very hot this week. We're going to get into a very, very hot weekend. Use all your hot weather precautions. This is an interesting day. This is also the day when the Hurricane Center begins giving us their daily outlooks for the tropical Atlantic Basin, the Caribbean, the Gulf of Mexico. And not surprising, no activity is expected here for the next 7 days. When I look at the long-range models out here, it does not look like we're going to see any type of early season, any May tropical systems develop. So maybe we'll be off to a normal start with the hurricane season officially beginning in just 16 days. That's June the 1st. That's when hurricane season starts, goes through the end of November. We're forecasting, Colorado State University is forecasting 17 named storms. Last year we had 18 named storms. So it would be a little bit above average if we were to reach those numbers. NOAA and the Hurricane Center, they're going to come out with their forecast, their outlook for the number of storms for the hurricane season on the 22nd of May, so it'll be next week. Just heads up, regardless of what the forecast is, even if we get the number of storms right, we don't know where they're going to form. We don't know where they're going to go. So we'll look at it, but really we take it one day at a time when we get into hurricane season, and things can happen fast. We can have storms develop right on our doorstep sometimes. So make sure you're watching the weather somewhere. Watch it here if you will, but somewhere, once in the morning, once in the evening, so no one gets caught off guard when we go into tropical season if a storm decides to come our way this season. What am I looking at? Near record heat continues this weekend. We've been in the mid-90s all week long. We will stay that way going into Saturday and Sunday. So whatever your plans are this weekend, make sure you are starting your day with big glass of water, maybe 2 big glasses of water. That really sets your body up for success in the heat, and then just keep drinking water all day long. Hazy, smoky skies continue. That haze, a mix of clouds and smoke coming from the agricultural fires that are burning in Mexico right now. That has not impacted air quality all that much. Most of that smoke is above ground level. I'll show you what we're looking at as far as air quality right now in the forecast for the weekend here in just a second. And then we do get this pattern change next week. I've still got the question mark in there. I think we can take that question mark off. I think we are going to see this pattern change next week that is going to break the heat wave, sweep the smoke out of here, I think, and make it less hot. This is also an important day. A year ago today, the derecho hit, the May derecho hit 1 year ago on this day, May 16th. This is what an infrared shot of the greater Houston area looks like on a normal night with all the lights up across the Houston area. You can see where it's dark. That's the Addicks Reservoir. There's the Barker Reservoir. Let's see, there's Lake Houston right there. No lights over it, so it shows up as dark areas. That's what it looks like on a normal night. This is what it looked like, infrared photography, the night of May 17th, so the night after the derecho hit. That's what it looks like with about 1 million people across the heart of Houston and the greater Houston area without power. As the derecho, the heart of it came right down 290 and I-10 and then just cruised through Memorial, the Memorial Villages, right on through downtown. The Heights very hard hit. Northeast side out to the Greens Bayou area hit very, very hard, and then out to the Lake Houston area, Tascasita up in here got hit super hard by winds that topped 90 miles an hour. We did have one estimated wind gust of 100 miles an hour as the storm went through. 100 mile an hour wind, that's Cat 2 hurricane strength, and so that was what was going on last year on this day. This time, this year, it's not severe storms, but it is severe heat that we're dealing with. And this is the weekend forecast. And this is severe heat for this time of the year. 95 Saturday, 94 Sunday, hot and hazy, but feels like temperatures, the heat index number will be at or above 100, unusually hot for this time of the year. It's always something in Houston. Again, drink water, take breaks, don't overdo it out in the heat. This weekend, it's going to be hot. Current wind speed, it's similar to what we've seen for the past several days. Southeast wind sustained at 10 to 15, gusting 20 to 25 at times. And that wind is going to continue to not only bring in the humidity off the Gulf of Mexico, but also continue to bring the smoke in from the fires down in Mexico. This is your beach forecast, a little more specific for Saturday. The wave action is getting busy. It is a high rip current risk because of the onshore flow. The water pushes up on the beach and then it can sweep out and it can sweep you out with it. That's a rip current. So swim near lifeguard stands, and inexperienced swimmers, you should stay really no more than ankle deep. Really, truthfully, no more than ankle deep. Little kids, watch them like a hawk and be safe out there. Waves 3 to 4 feet. Further offshore, seas are building 6 to 8 feet, so boaters heads up. That's small craft advisory criteria. Winds south at 10 to 15 in the nearshore waters and at the beach. Water temp is 81, so it's comfortable in the waves. Visibility, a little bit of morning fog and then that haze, but otherwise 10-mile visibility expected with a high rip current risk. Today, high temperatures. We didn't break any records. The cloud cover was just a little bit too thick, so we didn't get to the record. We got close. College Station 94, the record being 95. Bush 93 today, the record being 94. Hobby Airport hit 90, 4 below the record. And then Galveston 84, 6 below the record set back in 1875. Current temps outside, 80s and 90s with a south breeze and it's humid. Galveston is 84, Hobby's 88, Bush is still 92, Tomball 91, Huntsville at 90, and yeah, it's in here. This is a current heat index. Sugarland at 100. That's what it feels like with the temperature and the humidity added together. Conroe's 98, Huntsville 100, Galveston, you're in the 80s, but it feels like it's 98 out there. Agricultural fires continue to burn. We've got a piece on that explaining what they're doing down there up at khou.com right now. And also this southerly wind that can set up this time of year that's bringing the smoke in here. We've also got a more in-depth article on why the wind blows anyway, what the pressure gradient force is, and why it sets up like this right now. That's at khou.com as well. You can look at that at your leisure for a little more in-depth on the wind and what's burning down there in Mexico. So the smoke continues through Saturday, through Sunday, through Monday, and most likely through Tuesday as well. It's not really impacting the air quality that much. Most of that smoke is above ground level. So we're currently reading air quality. It's good to moderate this afternoon, and it will be good to moderate again tomorrow. That's the forecast for air quality tomorrow. So it's not terribly bad. We're not getting into the dangerous for sensitive groups or unhealthy for the general pop. So at least we have that going for us this weekend. Now take a look. Some pretty strong thunderstorms. In fact, that's a severe thunderstorm warning. There's another warning near Dallas. All the counties in yellow, severe thunderstorm watch. So they're getting rain and thunder in Texas. But notice how it's north of Houston. And can you see how it kind of lines up here, that line of clouds? So what's going on? Well, that's the edge of this high pressure dome that we are under. We're under the dome, so it's very unlikely we'll get rain and thunder while we're under the dome. We're under the edge, but we're under it. Just off the edge, that's where we're getting that train of rain and thunder showers, and that's been severe weather with lots of tornado warnings up there north of Memphis in the Ohio and Tennessee River valleys. But that high's close enough so it keeps the storms out of here today. It probably keeps them north of us Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. This is the map on Sunday, and there you see the storms pushed further north while the dome is close enough to give us its complete influence. So that's why we stay so hot and rain-free through the weekend and into early next week. However, this is when the pattern change begins. Now, this is the upper air pattern. Down at the surface, as we get into early next week, low pressure is going to begin to form right here near Denver, Colorado, and you can see it forming. These are surface wind arrows, so the surface wind is going to begin to turn counterclockwise right there east of Denver in the lee of the Rockies. That's a classic spot for low pressure to form. That counterclockwise rotation, as that low strengthens, will pull even more moisture off the Gulf of Mexico. So Monday and Tuesday are very humid ahead of that system. Once that low forms, it's going to intensify a little bit. We're going to get a surface front form, and that is going to kick a cold front. There it goes, cold front through here Tuesday evening. So by Wednesday morning, we've got a north surface wind that will lower humidity, lower temps a little bit, should sweep a lot of the smoke out of here and break the heat wave. So we've got 4 or 5 more days of this dangerous heat to go until we finally get a break of the heat wave on May 21st. Breaks the heat wave, lowers humidity. It's going to lower temperatures a little bit as well. But that's what we're looking forward to early to the middle part of next week. What about the humidity? So this is taking us into Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. All the green is very humid, so we will have very thick humidity through the weekend and through to Tuesday. The sandy color is the drier air, much more comfortable air, and notice how it will push in with the front and scour out most of that humidity as we go into Wednesday morning. So Tuesday night, Wednesday morning is when you'll really feel improvements in the weather, and less hot, being upper 80s and low 90s Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So we got 4 more hot days to go. Big picture, temp outlook, unusually chilly for the Northeast, while the Southwest U.S. is going to bake. So above normal and below normal, and we're kind of splitting the difference here. That's for the time period of May 22nd through the 26th, so not quite as hot as it's been. As far as rainfall, maybe not much, but there could be a few showers Tuesday evening with that front coming in next week, but that'll be it for the next several days. May 22nd through the 26th, slightly below normal rain chances expected. Here's Saturday's numbers then. 76 in the morning, 92 by noon. 95 is the high temp forecast tomorrow. That is forecast to tie the record of 95. Hot and hazy, partly cloudy otherwise. The extended, Sunday 94, Monday 93. Tuesday 96, and let me tell you, Tuesday, with all that humidity in place that I showed you, that may be a very hot day with a very high heat index. There's also a chance for a thunderstorm on Tuesday. I've got 20%. We may be able to raise that. Some of the latest models that are just rolling in right now before I came on the air here are showing a little better chance for rain Tuesday afternoon and evening, so maybe we'll get some rain to cool us off, and then it's lower humidity. Bring it. Wednesday and Thursday, and probably Friday as well, with temperatures that are much more tolerable. Okay, that's where we stand. It is Friday. Have a safe weekend, everybody.